And welcome in, everyone. That is right, it is RGL's annual Kessel Run, episode 8, the last speedrunner. And welcome in, everyone. I am so happy to be with you to kick off this event. And it's a whole weekend of Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars to help us celebrate May 4th. That's coming up. If you want 3 days jam-packed with Star Wars games, you are in the right place. We got Yoda games, we got Lego games, we got PC games, we got Xbox games, PlayStation games, NES games. We got them all right here on the Kessel Run. So happy to send you here. And you know what? Let's go ahead and get this thing started off. We got Rip Chip kicking this event off with Star Wars Dark Forces.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to the Kessel Run, annual Star Wars speedrunning marathon. I am happy and honored to kick off this run with some Dark Forces. I will be running the All Secrets category for y'all today. Before we do start the run, there's one thing I need to clarify about this run, in case anyone's curious, because it's going to be something that's going to be here the entire time. In the top right corner, you're going to see a bunch of coordinates, a bunch of numbers, and then on the very right you're going to see the letter S and a percentage. This is all data displayed from the LA Data cheat code. This is not cheating, because the only reason we have this is because that number on the right with the percentage keeps track of the secrets and lets us actually verify that we're doing 100% secrets. So yeah, if anyone wonders what that is, that's what that's there for. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this started. There's going to be a lot going on. I'll do my best to explain it as fast and efficiently as I can. So, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So, this category is all secrets. I am running it on the Force Engine source port. I just use this one because it's got some nice quality of life features. And it's also got quick saving and quick loading, which is really convenient for this category for marathon safety, because this run can be pretty penalizing without it. So the goal of this run is that we're going to be collecting all 100% secrets while finishing all the levels. I got one of them right there, which revolves around activating the elevator, escaping, and then going in and collecting a secret. There's a lot of things like that that are very fast and hard to explain, so just roll with it. But one thing to note about Dark Forces is that the levels in this game don't follow a exit system for completion. You have objectives you need to complete, and then you do something to trigger the ending of the level, and then you can leave the level whenever you want. This is actually really convenient for all secrets because it allows us to beat levels and get these secrets in a much more convenient and time-effective route. So, like, for example, this level, we finished the objectives, but now we have to collect the rest of the secrets, and it's faster to do it this way than it is to collect the secrets and then go to the exit. So that's pretty convenient. You're going to see a lot of that during the run, or a couple different times during the run. But yeah, we've got almost everything. We just got to get this last one, and once we do, we'll be able to exit to the next level. Alright, so we're going on to level 2. So all secrets have some really very out-of-the-way routes that you have to do compared to any percent. It's kind of cool because you get to see a lot more of the level, some of the complexity behind it, and there's some really interesting routing that goes into all secrets. The second level, unfortunately, isn't very much different than any percent. There's only 3 secrets in this one, and they're all relatively not out of the way to get, like that one. Do this. And as I mentioned before, this game runs on an objective system, so for every level except for one of them, we have to complete every objective in order for the end of the level to trigger, so... Anyways, I'm gonna jump across here. So next secret's coming up here, slightly out of the way. We're gonna shoot in some hallways like that in order to manipulate enemy AI so that, like, they start moving and are less likely to be in the way. There's a couple instances where you can do that that's pretty convenient. And I should also mention, when it comes to secrets, collecting the secret is not involving picking up any items, it's just going over the secret area, crossing the threshold that has the labeled area as a secret, which is on the X and the Z axis, but not on the Y axis, and that's going to be important for a couple secrets later on, but as long as we hit that designated area, it counts as collecting the secret. So some secret areas have a little bit more exploration, but we're not going to get into because there's no point in it, and a lot of these items we don't necessarily need anyway. So now we're going on to Anowit. This is the first level that introduces thermal detonators, and these are extremely useful for this run as a whole, no matter what category you're running. So we're going to get these secrets right here. I'm going to save just in case I mess this up. And as you can see, we can do explosive jumping, and this is going to allow us to do a lot in this game, including a big skip coming up right here, which is going to effectively skip like maybe like 75% of the level. So we're going to line ourselves up carefully and hopefully not mess this up. This track is a little bit iffy, so. And I should also mention one thing with the Force engine is that the explosive physics are a little bit different than they are in Vanilla DOS, like the Vanilla DOS version or even the remaster. So like there's some weirder timings and like explosions aren't one-to-one, but you can still pretty much do everything you need to. It's just a little bit different. So we got all the secrets and we effectively skipped most of this level. Oop, we crouched a little too early there. Let me get to see this ugly son of a gun. Alright. Not for long, though. So now we're going to Research. Research is another level that's very different than any percent, because in any percent, you get your objective and then you leave by explosive jumping out the way you came in, which is a lot faster. However, we have to get all the secrets, which means we're going to pretty much have to go through this level the intended way. So we're going to go through this vent, make our way over here. You can TD jump up to this next area, but it's really, really inconsistent, so I don't bother doing it. Especially not in a marathon setting. Alrighty, and coming up here, we have to unlock this door. Which, we need a key card to figure it out, but the password's the same every time. So if you know it, you can just skip doing all that. And then we have this objective here that normally requires a sequence of switches to hit to get to that, but we're just gonna skip all that and grab that. So now we have to make our way through the rest of the level to get the rest of the secrets. As you can see, we've collected literally none of them so far. And a majority of them are gonna be like in the intended route to get to them. Just do a little shooting here. Just gonna peek in to get the secret. And then, on our way up, we have to open up this gate in order to get to the exit. It is still faster to do this than it is to go the other way, because there is still two more secrets we have to get that are on this route. Gotta be a little bit cautious, because my health is a tad bit low, so I'm gonna save here just in case. Alright, here we go. Take a quick fall here. Oh, please survive. Alright. Whew. Health is getting a little bit low there. And now we're gonna make our way back to the beginning, which triggers the end, but you might be wondering yourself, Rip Chip, you devil, you haven't gotten 100% secrets, what are you doing? And I'm just simply triggering the end so that when I get to the next secret area, I can just exit, like that. And it's a lot faster to do that at the very end than it is at the beginning. So Gromus is, for one, it's a very red level. There's not a whole lot of really unique tech in all secrets for this level, because unfortunately, while this level has some really cool exploration to it, every single secret is in one area, so it's kind of lazy, but hey, here we go. We got the secrets! Alright. And now it's just going through the level as intended. So, the one thing with Gromus that's speed tech related is like the cycles of the little grinder things here. Oh, you gotta be careful here. Alright, so I messed up a little bit, but that's fine. The Force works in mysterious ways. So if I did this ideally and didn't fall there, I would get to certain parts of the level on certain cycles of these crushers. And that would allow us to get to a certain point at the fastest possible time. The ideal thing is to get there while the piston is raising, but I unfortunately was a little slow, and that's okay. You know, we're not perfect, we're human. Anyway, so next we're going to show our first instance of TD clipping. So if we use the alt-fire version of the thermal detonator on any movable walls or doors, you can clip them through the wall or the door. And this is going to allow us to kill the Dark Trooper down there very quickly. Sometimes it doesn't work, it's a very, very inconsistent trick, but even if you can get some damage, it still saves time. So now we just have to get through the end. So I should also mention, I'm going through this section. Normally you're supposed to hit the switch and wait for the doors to open up and then run through as they're closing. Some random person doing a casual playthrough of this game found out you can just hit the switch from the other side and you don't have to worry about that, which is kind of wild. But anyways, going on to the next level, Detention Center. Detention Center is a very complicated level casually, and on all secrets it's also the one level with the most amount of secrets out of any level. Most of them all look the exact same, but there's still a lot to keep track of, and this is one of the biggest reasons why we have the secret tracker, just to make sure we're not missing anything. Alrighty. But yeah, normally, in the any percent completion, or, you know, route for this level, it's relatively short because you know the password to get to the very end, and there's a developer-intended secret area which we're going to use in order to get to the end faster. But, like, trying to get through this level casually is absolutely a nightmare for the average person, because this level is very complicated. I love Dark Forces for how complex some of the levels are, but this one's almost a little bit too, cryptic, I guess you could say. So we're just gonna set off these mines just so we can get a little bit of invincibility on respawn, and also get a full thing of health. We'll do that a couple different times where it's convenient. Death warping is actually a really super useful strat in this game, but especially in this category, because you're going through so much of it. We're gonna shoot that one to reveal this secret right here. Normally you're supposed to find that by peeking through a hole, but we already know that shooting that's gonna trigger that, so we're good to go. Alright. Have some cool stuff. There we go. Grab this in the way. I don't want to forget that. I've done that before. So yeah, it's really just going through some of these different areas in the elevator section. And what's funny is this is really only like a third of the level that we're exploring. This level's... I cannot emphasize this enough. This level's enormous. And now we have to be careful. We have to activate that elevator so that we can access the secret area. Oh, you know what? I got time. Hidden wall cigarettes. They got rid of that in the remaster, by the way. Yeah, so this route here is like the developer-intended secret route you can take to get through here. It also skips getting one of the keys. It's kind of neat that we can utilize that, though, but like how you're actually supposed to figure out how to beat this level is so incredibly cryptic and so difficult to find unless you look at every single detail of every single floor. It's a nightmare, but having played this game a couple times, I know my way around, for the most part. And there we go. Next we're on to Ramsey's Head. Ramsey's Head's pretty cool. There's a couple of secrets that are a little out of the way, but it's a fun level. So, normally we're supposed to get a yellow key in order to get to this secret area here. You're supposed to fall to it, but we don't need to do that. Because normally you just take an elevator with a yellow key. But, we have our own handmade elevators right here in our right hand. We're gonna do that again right here to save a little bit of time doing this switch puzzle. Alright, I got enough. And I'm going to do a TD jump up here to get this secret, This one you just have to ride this elevator to get to, but, well, this elevator you would normally just jump over there from here to get to, but again, thermal detonators are our own handmade elevators. It's pretty nice. So this next secret's really weird because this area I'm going into you'd think is the secret area, but it's not. It's actually just, it's what opens up this secret area, is just going through there, which is really weird. And it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But alrighty, so at this point we're gonna try to set up for another death warp. We got plenty of ammo, so be a little bit careful. There we go. That just gets us full health, and it also gets us out of that room faster. In any percent, your health is typically going to be really low at that point, so death warping out there is just fast and convenient. But we can utilize it in all secrets as well. And since we have a lot more ammo to work with in general in all secrets, it makes doing death warps like that a lot easier, a lot more reliable. Last couple ones here. I'd be a little bit careful because I am taking quite a few hits. And we're done. Alright. So now we're on robotics. Robotics is one of my favorite levels in the speedrun, no matter what category it is. And I want to make sure I bring up a point here that I brought up earlier. So, in order to be considered collecting a secret, we have to cross the area on the X and the Z axis in order to collect it. It doesn't matter what part of the Y axis we're on, so we can just do this, 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 and walk over here, and we've collected all of those secrets right off the bat. It's pretty nice, and it saves a lot of time. And it's funny, because one of those secrets you can find by accident because you have to cross over that area in order to go the intended route of the level. So it's technically impossible to beat the game without collecting 0 secrets, because that area has, like, the threshold for the secret. It's pretty wild. Anyway. Getting a little messed up by movement here with the enemies. One thing about Dark Forces is that it is a fast game and it can be very slippery if you're not careful, so when enemies move in weird places or you run into a wall the wrong way, it can slip around and lose control pretty quickly. We're just setting all these charges. That's the main objective as we avoid this toxic oatmeal right here. Or whatever it's supposed to be. Alright. And now we're going to fight our first real Dark Trooper, and it's going to be a very short-lived fight because we have weapons supercharge. Aren't you dead yet? Okay, there we go. And then we have this secret that reveals itself that we have to keep an eye out for right there. And now we get to go against ice physics. So, ice physics in this game are absolutely awful. They are even worse in DOSBox. The Force Engine actually kind of fixed them, which is nice. And those are the ice cleats that we are never going to use ever again. We skip getting them at the beginning of the level because we go out a totally different route, but we get them right at the very end once they're useless. Alright, there we go. Shoutouts to Sam and Max. Alrighty. And now we're going on to Narshada. So this is going to begin what I call the big 3 of this category. So these next 3 levels are actually very, very, very broken in an 8%. You skip a huge chunk of every single level. In all secrets, however, you have to do a lot more of the level than you would in an 8%. Because you pretty much have to go through all the levels more or less the intended way. Which is super cool because you don't see most of Narshada. Most of Narshada literally gets skipped. The any percent level route for this is 14 seconds long. We're gonna do a death warp here because it's a little bit faster to get back. Oh, come on. But yeah, Narshada's cool because it's a very big level. There's lots of exploration. We're gonna do a small shortcut here to skip getting a key. Hopefully these guys don't ruin it. Alright. Oh, shoot. Okay, so... this is getting annoying. Alright. There we go. Alright, so I have to do something a little bit different here because that didn't really go the way I had intended. I got hit by a bunch of things. That's the one thing that sucks about this level, is that there's a lot of enemies in this area, so all they have to do is just decide that they want to shoot you and you lose control of your character here. Which I never mentioned, this is the protagonist here. His name is Kyle Katarn, also known as John Star Wars, and yeah. So we got that secret by peeking over the edge instead of riding the elevator. It saves us a few seconds. Alright, and we're gonna get our last secret here before we wrap up the level. And we're gonna do a TD jump here that's gonna also skip us getting another key in this level. Pretty nifty. There's a lot of really convenient areas that allow you to skip keys in this map. Very careful of those Gamorreans because their attacks are very dangerous. Alrighty, so now we're on Jabba's. This is level 2 of the Big 3. In this level, you actually do the objectives completely out of order in any percent, but because we're getting all secrets, it's actually faster to do this the intended route. And the first thing involves punching that dragon right there. We're going to take a small shortcut here to get the blue key and some mines. And we have to be a little bit careful here. I'm actually going to do an intentional death because I am going to get a shield supercharge here, and physical attacks completely ignore shields altogether. So if I die and take hits from physical damage, I lose the shield supercharge, and having shield supercharge for the first chunk of this level is super helpful. Because you can just run through these mines and not worry about anything. Got this necessary key. Alrighty, and then rooms like this are also a lot easier with shield supercharge because there's a lot going on here. Secret there. Another here. And another here. Alright, cool. It's done all that, take another shortcut. Now we have to get this yellow key, which is in this little sewer section, this very small sewer section. Alrighty. So we're just going to continue to make our way here. The first objective we're going to be the first objective is getting our gear back, but the next real objective we're going for here is getting the Navicard we picked up in Narshada, while collecting these other secrets. Right here. That's a double, that's unfortunate. That can sometimes happen. So we got our Navicard, got a couple more secrets to go, and then we also have to rescue Jan, which is the second objective we have to do. Watch out for all of these. Move this wall ever so slightly. Alright, so this next secret is without a doubt the most obscure one in the entire game. And it's also infuriating because it's a completely worthless secret, because you don't get anything for it. But we have to do a very careful setup. To hit that switch that's very far up.
Thanks, I thought I was done with it.
And then we have to go to the secret area, which literally has no items, but it has Jabba's bath. Wonderful. Alrighty. And now we're going on to the most interesting level out of the Big 3, in my opinion. So... Alright, sweet. So, for those of you that don't know how this level goes, you're supposed to collect the objectives and get back, and then you fight Boba Fett. Boba Fett's behind that movable wall there, and as I've said, TDs can clip through movable walls. Explosive damage and splash damage can also go through them. And that allows us to kill Boba Fett, which completely breaks the logic of this level, and allows us to have considered completed all objectives, and any percent this is where the level ends. But because it's all secrets, we still have to do some other stuff. But what's interesting is because we finished the level so early, once we get the last secret, we're good to just leave. Without having to do the most annoying section of the level. But yeah, this is the last of the big three. This level's also pretty complicated. If you're playing it casually, it's kind of a headache. Just because it's big. There's a lot of sections that kind of look the same. And there's an annoying switch puzzle you have to do towards the end. And we're gonna speed up this elevator here by just going... Oh shoot, hold up, I backed up into, that was an accident. So that was a first, actually. I accidentally backed up into a loading area, or an area that activates the elevator. So I accidentally brought the elevator all the way back up. Whoops. That's a nice way to lose time. What is it the kids say? That's never happened before, or something like that. Anyways, now we're on this part of the level. There's only, like, one more secret we have to get, but we have to go really out of the way to get it. But the plus side to this is that we're also going to get the assault cannon, which is, without a doubt, the best weapon in the entire game. But once we get to that secret, we're good to move on. Alright, and there we go. Alright, so now we're on to Fuel Station. Fuel Station is kind of a boring level, both casually and in a speedrun. There's not a whole lot of tech to it. There's also a really annoying secret you have to get if you want to go for secret completion, which involves getting this blue key card over here, which seems, oh, you know, it's a blue key card, it's gotta be something important. Because you'll get to a certain point where you're like, oh shoot, I need the blue key card. But it's for a secret and nothing else. It's not even a very good one. Alright, I'm gonna be a little bit cautious here because my health is a little bit lower than I'd like. But we're doing these TD jumps in order to save just a tiny bit of time. Well, not a tiny bit of time, it's a pretty substantial amount of time compared to how you're supposed to do it. But it basically lets us leap across. But the fun thing about this is that if you're playing the game on lower frame rate settings, or if you're playing it on like the PS1 version, you can just jump across and it's not difficult. For whatever reason, when the frame rate gets higher, doing that jump is possible, but it's almost completely unreliable. So we do the TD boost in order to make it easier to get across. Still a little bit tricky, but it is much more reliable than just trying to jump across normally. Okay, save here. There we go. And we're just gonna peek over the edge here, very carefully. Very carefully. There we go. Okay, cool. And we've gotten the 2 entire secrets in this level. Oh, little droid on the floor is getting in the way. That's a really annoying way to lose time, is when the droids get under your feet. Because you can't really do anything about that. They're very random. So we're just making our way to the exit at this point. I know to some people it might seem like there's a lot going on, and frankly it's because there is. This is a very, very intense and very layered run as far as like routing goes. But it's also what makes it such a fun run to do. Alrighty, so now we're on to Executor. This level is pretty straightforward. It's one of the more linear levels. You can also see segments of this that were influenced. If you play the remaster, there is a bonus level called Avenger that was an original demo level that clearly has influence from this level, or that goes into this level as well as the first one. So this was originally like considered to be like what was supposed to be one of the first levels, I think. But ultimately that changed. And what's interesting is in any percent, we do get one of the secrets anyways, because this is normally in any percent the fastest place to get the assault cannon, which is right here, so it's kind of just built into the all secrets route. And then we got one other secret. This is a very underwhelming level as far as secrets goes. As you can see, they're relatively close together and not terribly hard to find. Yeah, we're going to showcase just how powerful the assault cannon is. It's going to take out these dark troopers in a matter of seconds. This weapon also has an effect that some other weapons, a couple other ones have, where if you rapidly fire the fire button instead of holding it, you'll actually shoot faster than by holding it automatically. So if you like rapidly click the mouse button, it'll shoot faster. It won't shoot faster right now because I'm using weapon supercharge, which is going to already make it go really fast, but in normal circumstances, that's something you can do. It's the same thing with the repeater as well, and maybe one or two other weapons. Alrighty. Now we just gotta wait. There's a very, very, very small chance this level will soft lock. And it didn't happen, thankfully. Now we're on to the last level. Can you guys believe it? We're already at the end of the game. First secret right here. There's a really, theoretically, incredibly dumb way to get that secret slightly faster, but I am never going to go for it on an RTA setting. I also didn't mean to switch to the grenades there. That's wonderful. So we're going to carefully line this up, and that will consistently allow us to kill that dark trooper very quickly. We have to kill this Dark Trooper because his death is actually linked to one of the walls later on in the level. Not later on, but like relatively soon. Moving. It won't move unless he's dead, and that blocks your progress. But we do gotta go out our way to get this one secret. Alright, we're gonna boost ourselves up here. So yeah, the last level is pretty neat. There's a couple of really cool secrets to get. But then about halfway through the level, it's just beating it. But this is, in my opinion, one of the most fun levels in the run, no matter what category you're running. There's a lot that goes into it. Alright, I'm gonna get one secret here. It seems unideal that we're getting crushed there, but we actually do want to be able to death warp right out of there because it's way faster. So we'll shortcut here, and then we got the last two secrets, which involve very short jumps right there, which you can easily bonk your head on. And there we did it. We got all the secrets in the game. Now we just gotta beat it. But yeah, the routing and execution of all secrets is very complicated, and it's very difficult to explain in just one sitting what goes on. So if there's something that's not clear, I apologize, but please understand it is the nature of this run. But I do intend on doing like a full-blown like breakdown and frame, like bit-by-bit explanation of how the run works at some point in the future. Alright, I'm actually gonna get these shields for safety. And we're gonna skip most of riding that little conveyor belt section. I'll just leave it. Okay, interesting. Got like no height off that jump. Neat. I gotta be a little bit careful because my health is extremely low. You remember that thing I said about being really careful? Yeah, that was cute. Whoops. No worries. So we got one last switch puzzle to do before we get to the final arena. So we just gotta shoot this specifically. Alright, sweet. There we go. Now we're about to plant the final charge and go into the last arena of the room, or the level I should say. Which is really the last one in the game, but just gonna death warp here to get a little bit of extra health. And in this room we have to kill all the regular Dark Troopers and then face off against one of the most underwhelming FPS bosses you're ever gonna see. But if we get lucky here, we'll get him to stay in one place. He definitely didn't do that, that's great. Sometimes if you shoot him fast enough, he'll start doing that attack while he's on the ledge, and it's a little bit faster that he does that. He's not dying, dang. Alright. Come on. Switch, there we go. There's number 2. As you can see, we got plenty of ammo at this point, so we don't have to worry about anything. Alright, got the rocket shot, which isn't that important. Okay, he's dead. Great. Alright, time's coming up here. And time. Alrighty, so that was Dark Forces. We beat the game and collected all the secrets. Very fun category, very intense category. Great way to start this marathon. I hope you guys enjoyed the run, and also I hope you enjoy the rest of the Star Wars runs going on. There's plenty of really cool ones coming up even just today.
This is an unfortunate setback.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite speed games. I've been running it on and off for almost 10 years, so... yeah, thank you guys for having me, and you guys enjoy your Star Wars May the 4th, 5th, whatever. Have a great next 3 days, let's just put it that way. And, yeah. That's it from me.